Greetings and welcome to my gaming library. Today I'm gonna talk about something a little bit different. And I'm not gonna talk about Dune 2 a lot, but the genre that Dune 2 spawned, the RTS. Or more precisely, I'm gonna talk about my top 10 RTS games. The reason why I have Dune 2 up here is because I'm gonna do a little introduction first before I start talking about the list. I'm gonna take one game each over the next 10 weeks, starting with number 10. Now, the rules of this top 10 is you need to be an RTS to be, so no turn-based strategy, only real-time strategy. Secondarily, I'm only gonna take one game per franchise, unless the game stands out a lot from the rest of the franchise. For example, Dawn of War 1 and Dawn of War 2 are actually totally completely different games, so they could be on it. However, Dawn of War 2 does not have base building, which is another requirement. I do this in order to keep, well, the list of games I have to go through quite short, and also to make it easier for me to choose, since I have played a lot of RTS games, or just strategy games in general, and if I should go through the entire list, it will be quite problematic for me to find the 10 best. That is why I have invented these rules, to make sure I actually have a chance of finding the best. Although it turned out it was quite hard still. The one game per franchise helped a lot. If I hadn't done that, the top 10 would have been dominated by only a few franchises, and still it would be hard to choose which one come where. Anyway, now let's look on the first game, Empire Earth. Now, why have I chosen Empire Earth to go at the bottom of this list? First of all, the games competing for this spot was quite a lot. There was quite many. In the end, I ended up choosing Empire Earth because it is a bit unique. There's very few games that allow you to advance through the ages, and especially from the Stone Age to the Future Age. When it comes to games in the expansion pack, unless the expansion pack change hugely on the game, I'm just gonna take them both at the same time. This goes with Empire Earth as well. I'm just booting up the standard edition because I had some problems launching the expansion. But anyway, this game will take you from the Stone Age to a spacefaring age. That's quite a lot of eras to go through. The game isn't without its problem, especially in multiplayer. The choices you have between advancing is either very slow or very fast. It could be nice to have something in between. The game have a lot of customization tools. You can build civilizations, you can edit scenarios and campaign, you can build your own maps and things like that. But let's go in here to the campaign. There's 4 campaigns here, bound to different eras. So you have the early eras in the Greek campaign, the medieval eras in the English campaign, the world wars in the German, and the modern and futuristic stuff in the Russian. They're quite decent these campaigns here. And well worth a play. Now, I'm gonna go into a random map to show the core of the game. Now, you have a lot of things you can customize here when making a random map. Things like how many citizens each player start with. Game unit limit here is quite different from many RTSs. That if they give you a unit cap, they unit cap each faction. Here it is all factions together, which also means there's a few wonders that can increase your unit cap, which means you more or less take units from other players. And here you can see all the eras it can go through, from prehistoric to nano. And I think the expansion adds another era that allows spacefaring. And here is different how far you get the resources, game speed, difficulty, game variation, map size, things like that. Quite standard. Let's just start it. Now, one of the most interesting things about this game when it comes to factions is you get to build your own bonuses. You can do this either from the game menu and just select it as your faction, or you can do it in-game here. And as you can see, there's quite a lot. Some are not useful early on, but later on, and vice versa. One of the most useful things is probably ranged infantry, since this counts archers, riflemen, and so on. So that is one of the bonus that is useful almost through the entire game. The others, you will have to choose which one you will take, when you will be powerful, more or less. Will you be one that just have to try to stick it out to the end and then overwhelm everybody with your completely badass mech, or will you be one who attacks early with your powerful foot archers or something like that? Okay, archers is default. You can get ranged infantry early on, as I recall. There's actually one down here in this era. I'm not enough. Well, else it's a very pretty standard RTS. You can build buildings. One of the most interesting thing here is the way you do resources. There's a count on how many you can have on these patches. Of course, you can build farms and such later on. But not many RTS actually caps the amount of workers that can work on a single resource patch, but in this they do. Only 6 on these, as you're gonna see, refuse. And else it's quite standard. One of the other mechanics that isn't so standard is these capital and cities you can build around. You can build a settlement anywhere you want here, and it functions a little like a drop-off point. Let's just build one up here, and let's get some to do it a little bit faster here. Now, when it's built, as you can see, you can use it for drop-off point, but you cannot build any workers yet. What you need to do is populate it. And now it's a town center. If you populate it even more, it can become even bigger. So this is one of the big differences. Normally you just build a building and that's it. You can now build from it whatever you want. See, it's quite a lot of food to get up. That's one of my main problems. It's quite expensive actually to age up. Or if you play, I think it's the deathmatch type, it isn't costing anything. So it could be nice to have a balance between those two. All in all, the game is quite fun. Although there's some few things like there's no way to upgrade a unit that becomes outdated. For example, the stone throw you get here have no upgrade, so at some point you just can't build them anymore, and then you just have the stone throwers. You can do nothing except use for cannon fodder if you want. There's no like you can put them into your barracks and easily change them to an infantryman from lower cost. Nope. You can just have him standing around. That's one of the most biggest problems I have with this game. But all in all, it is quite a fun game, and it's the number 10 spot. Now, come back from next week to see number 9. Until then, farewell.